Hello and welcome back to update 2 of the rebuild of the modular street or the city. I'm still unsure what I'm calling this, but the decided name will be in the title of the video. Last time we left off finishing actually moving the layout about and getting most of the, if not all of the buildings put in place. We've got most of the sidewalks put in. In this update we are really going to focus on getting this tram track put in and this little single lane road. And we might move one or two of the road plates about. We might put the crosswalk one here, and I think in the next update we're going to try and build another crosswalk in this one because it will make a lot of sense given that there's a little tram track in the middle. But let's go ahead and jump right into starting with the tram track. So we're now about probably 20 to 30 minutes in that took so far. I still have to finish tiling this little section here, but I'm really happy with how this is looking. I think a lot of people are going to say it's a lot of light bluish grey in one area, but I really like light bluish grey. Another reason I didn't want to do all of these light bluish grey is simply because it would have been too much, I think. Bear in mind we are going to add the trees here, which are going to add a lot more greenery, as well as the other floors of the modulars for the Palace Cinema and the Brick Bank. A lot of people also asked, I posted in a few LEGO Facebook groups, what were people's ideas for doing a tram track out of like brick or a snot road. A lot of people asked why would you do it out of that and not just use the train track pieces. Yes, I have plenty of train track pieces that I could have done this with, but again it's back to what I said earlier, I like to do something different that not everyone does, and it makes your city or your street stand out a lot from all the others. Not saying that the others are bad, they're all brilliant and great in their own right, but I always like to do something different that stands out a little bit. And again, from afar it just looks like it's light bluish grey, but this is what I want to make this street and city like, is when you get up close and see all the details, you can see there's variations in the snot road. You can see it's not just all 2x2 tiles, there's a variation of 1x2 there, and it really adds a lot of detail and a little bit more depth to the street. So far I'm happy with how this is turning out. I think a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's not really realistic having a tram that close to buildings, but if you've ever been to Edinburgh City Centre, I think it's Princess Street that has the trams. There you can only drive with trams and like buses and lorries, you can't drive with cars on that street. I'm going to change that a little bit for my city, and I'm going to be able to make this like a one-way street as well when the tram isn't in this area of the city, like once we have a bigger layout. But again, I'm really happy with this, but let's get back to finishing the tiles and adding in the tram posts. So after now adding this little section of the tram track and having it complete, I've also added 2 trees in here. These are where these are going to be placed, but I'm going to take them out because I still have to finish this section for the next update. I'm really happy with how these little tram posts are fitted in here. I thought it would be very towering over the buildings and they wouldn't look in place, but I actually think they look quite good, and it's really realistic as well, because this is, again, I am kind of basing this little city or town off of Edinburgh, because it's one of, I'm very close to it, and it's one of the most favourite places I've ever been. I go on a regular basis, but again, I just really love this design of the tram track as well, and it's subtle, but you need to get up close to see it, which again is what this city's going to be all about, is all the small details that kind of catch your eye as you look at it. The trees just add a lot more greenery. I did have them before, obviously, in previous updates, but against all that light bluish grey, which is quite heavy in this zone of the city, I think it brightens it up a lot and gives it a nice contrast. In the next update we're going to try and finish this front section of the tram track, as well as maybe getting to this road plate here to build, which I want to do something interesting with, and then finishing the tiling off in front of the diner. We do still have to add other trees, and you can't really see them because the plates are covering their little spots there in the sidewalk, but we've got them. We're going to have one up here, one down here, and then another 2 along here. I'll need to build an extra one at some point because I've only got 5 at the moment. I was looking to change these to the autumn kind of model you can do. Again, these are a rebrickable model. I'll put a link down in the description. You have to buy these ones. I think it was like £2 or £3 for instructions, and then for the tram post they were free. But again, great designs, and I didn't want to spend too much time making my own designs, and I think these fit really well, and they're not too big or too small. But I think that's going to leave it there for this update. If you haven't, it would be greatly appreciated if you could subscribe to the channel, as we've got a lot more content to come. And I will see you all in the next update.
Thank you.